Good morning, boys and girls. I'm Miss Lydia from the Boston Library. Thank you so much for joining me for story time. Today, our stories are all about rocks. Our first book is called Petra by Marianna Coppo. Nothing can move me. Not the wind, not time. See our dinosaurs there? I don't go anywhere. Everyone comes to me. I am strong. I am a fearsome, fearless, mighty, magnificent mountain. What's that? That looks like a stick. Who comes after the stick? Uh-oh. What did our dog pick up? Is that a pebble? Woof! Look, he dropped it there. Me? A pebble? No way. Looks like you threw the pebble right into a bird's nest. I am an egg, a smooth and shiny egg. I'm not any ordinary egg. I am an egg of the world, in a world of possibilities. Will I breathe fire? Will I wear a tuxedo? Whatever I become, I'm bound to be amazing. Do you know what that is? That's a platypus. But our bird comes in and says, "There's no room for rocks in my nest," and throws the rock out. Oh no, not again. This is becoming a pattern. Well, they say no egg is an island. But what an amazing island I am. What paradise. What palm trees, what peace, what sunshine, what a cool rock. And there's a hand coming to take our rock. And put it in her pocket. Our rock doesn't look very happy there though. And there's our little girl playing with her rock. Do you see what she's doing? Looks like she's painting it. Not bad. What does our rock look like now? I think it looks like an elephant. What will I be tomorrow? Who knows? Well, no need to worry. I'm a rock, and this is how I roll. Our next book is called Ricky the Rock That Couldn't Roll, written by J. Miletsky, illustrated by Aaron Wozniak. Over the lake and out past the bay was a green grassy hill where the rocks came to play. They would race to the top to take in the view, then roll their way down, the way rocks love to do. There were Kip, Pip, and Chester, and Marvin the Boulder. Ignatius played too, though he was much older. And a group called the Pebbles that never sat still, zigzagging their way up and over the hill. Kai was a meteorite and not from this planet, and Maya was lava but taken for granted. Stu was the smart one, Parker the clown, and grumpy old Ebert rolled round with a frown. Gabby was sassy, Lisi had flair, Emma was giggly, and Hud had black hair. Here's Parker, and he's got a joke. How do you make a tissue dance? Ebert with his frown says, seriously? Here's our answer. You put a little boogie in it. But the one trait that seemed to be shared by them all was that every rock there was shaped like a ball. And because they were round, they could easily roll through the grass past the lake, up and over the knoll. Except for poor Ricky, who quietly sat. You see, Rick couldn't roll because one side was flat. What part of this is supposed to be fun, says grumpy Ebert. His friends didn't get it. Come roll, they would chant. So Ricky tried, but replied, I'm sorry, I can't. And our ladybug there is trying to give him a little push. But the rocks were determined. They were sure they could solve Ricky's flat-sided problem and help him revolve. So Marvin the boulder, with his impressive physique, carried Rick all the way to the hill's grassy peak. Then he pushed him downhill, yelling, "Keep rolling, kid!" But Rick couldn't roll. He just kind of slid. This feels like a bad idea. Well, the rocks weren't done, not by a mile. Surely this next try would get Rick to smile. They stuck rubber balls all over Rick, using big gobs of glue to get them to stick. They were proud of themselves. "This will work," they announced. But Ricky still couldn't roll. Now he just sort of bounced. No good, no good, no good. Well, they pushed and they pulled, trying every which way to get Rick to roll, but by the end of the day, nothing had worked, just like Rick expected, and he ended up feeling depressed and dejected. "It's no use," Ricky sighed. "There just isn't a way, so I'll sit off to the side and watch you all play." Look how sad he looks. But his friends wouldn't quit. "We're here for you, brother, and we'll get you to roll one way or another." So they pondered and thought, each straining his brain, till they looked up and saw it was starting to rain. And that's when it hit that smart stone named Stu. "Eureka!" he shouted. "I know just what to do." He explained to them how they would get Rick to tumble. "My plan is pure genius." Stu wasn't too humble. So they carried our hero down the road about a mile to the lake, where they gathered up mud they could pile on the flat side of Rick, creating a mound that they shaped and smoothed and sculpted until it was round. Then, after the rain, with the sun in the sky, they left him to bake till the mud was all dry. They gathered up vines and one colorful feather that they wrapped all around Rick to keep it together. Does anyone have a towel? Look, they're all muddy now, aren't they? When the last knot was tied and the work was all done, the only step left was for Rick to have fun. They stood back and watched, feeling nervous and tense, as Rick breathed in deep with increasing suspense. He slowly moved at first, testing out his new mold, and then, for the first time, Ricky the Rock rolled. So Bria the ladybug, who had been there from the start, felt a surge of pure joy swell up in her heart. She thought as she watched her friends play on the hill that there's always a way if there's also a will. And she said to herself as Ricky rolled down the slope, "When you're surrounded by love, you always have hope." Our next book is called Stick and Stone, Best Friends Forever, by Beth, Ferry, and Tom Lichtenheld. Stick, stone. And here Stone says, "I'll catch you." A friendship full grown. Together they'll venture into the unknown. Stick's on a search for maple or birch. He can't wait to see his family tree. He's looking up and saying, "Mom, am I a spruce, a willow, an oak? Where did I live before my branch broke?" Stick is excited. Stone, quite delighted. I love a good quest. Quests are the best. They wander and explore through forests galore. But Stick doesn't see his family tree. I think it was big. I think it was tall. Stone giggles. Stick, that sounds like them all. The forest is vast. The forest is deep. Soon they are lost in shadows that creep. They hear something scurry. Come on, Stick, let's hurry. Was that a bear? Was it a snake? It might be a monster. This was a mistake. We'll never be found. Stick, what was that sound? Who's up in the tree there? Got a little owl. Stone looks at Stick, and Stick looks at Stone. They both look pretty scared. They both slowly turn, then scream, "It's Pinecone!" Are you guys okay? Come on, home's this way. Pinecone's going to help them find the way back. Stick, Stone, no longer alone. Stick, Stone, saved by Pinecone. Now homeward bound, now safe and sound. I guess I won't find my family tree. Stick, replies Stone, your family is me. You're right, whispers Stick. You're right next to me. You always have been. And I always will be. And I truly don't care if you're an oak or you're a pine. I'm your best friend, and you'll always be mine. The end. I hope you enjoyed our stone and rock stories for today. Have a wonderful week.